Section 1. A River of Life, a Forest of Secrets. Imagine a river so vast it seems like a moving sea. It carries more water than the next 7 largest rivers combined. This is the Amazon. It begins as a tiny trickle, high in the Andes Mountains of Peru. From this humble start, it embarks on an epic journey. It flows for over 6,000 kilometers across the South American continent. The river gathers strength from more than 1,000 tributaries. Each one is a major river in its own right. Together they form a web of waterways that nourishes an immense green wilderness. This is a place of myth and legend, a realm that has captivated explorers and scientists for centuries. This great river is the lifeblood of the world's largest tropical rainforest, the Amazon rainforest. It is a world cloaked in mist and mystery. Its canopy is a dense ceiling of green, so thick that in some places the forest floor lies in perpetual twilight. Sunlight struggles to pierce the layers, leaves, branches, vines. When it does, it dapples the ground in fleeting patterns of light and shadow. The air here is heavy with the scent of damp earth, decaying leaves, and the sweet perfume of countless flowers. It is a symphony of life, a constant hum of insects, a chorus of birds, and the distant call of a howler monkey. This is an ancient world, a place that has existed for millions of years. The journey along this river reveals a constantly changing landscape. It carves through the land, creating steep-sided banks and vast flooded plains. During the wet season, the river swells, its waters rising by many meters. It spills over its banks and floods the surrounding forest for months on end. This creates a unique ecosystem known as the flooded forest, or várzea. Fish swim among the tree trunks, feeding on fruits and seeds that fall into the water. Trees have adapted to this annual inundation, their roots designed to withstand being submerged for long periods. It is a remarkable display of nature's ability to adapt and thrive in even the most challenging conditions. As we travel deeper into this immense green ocean, we are entering a world that is still largely unknown. It is a realm of secrets where new discoveries are made with every expedition. The sheer scale of it is difficult to comprehend. The forest seems to stretch on forever, a boundless expanse of green that hides wonders beyond our imagination. For centuries, it was known as the Green Hell to those who dared to enter, a place of perceived danger and impenetrability. But for those who call it home, and for the scientists who study it, it is a green paradise, a treasure trove of biological wonders, and a crucial component of our planet's health. Section 2. The Scale of a Continent. The Amazon rainforest is a geographical titan. It covers an area of over 5.5 million square kilometers. To put that into perspective, if it were a country, it would be the 7th largest in the world. It is a territory vast enough to swallow the United Kingdom and Ireland almost 20 times over. This colossal expanse of forest blankets 9 different South American nations. Brazil holds the largest portion, about 60% of the total area. Peru, Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, Bolivia, Guyana, Suriname, French Guiana. It is not merely a forest, it is a biogeographical continent in its own right. This immense size has a profound impact on the climate, not just of South America, but of the entire world. The forest acts as a gigantic engine, driving weather patterns across the hemisphere. Moisture rises from the countless leaves of its trees through a process called transpiration. This moisture forms colossal clouds, creating what are often called flying rivers. These airborne rivers carry vast quantities of water vapor across the continent. They deliver rainfall to agricultural regions far to the south, sustaining farms and sustaining cities thousands of kilometers away. The Amazon is, in effect, its own weather maker, a force of nature that dictates the ebb and flow of water and life across a continent. The sheer scale of this wilderness means that much of it remains unexplored and inaccessible to humans. Roads are few and far between. The primary highways are the rivers themselves, the winding arteries that navigate this green heart of the world. For the people who live here, and for the scientists who seek to understand its mysteries, travel is often a slow and difficult process. It can take weeks to journey by boat to remote research stations or indigenous communities. This isolation has helped to protect many parts of the Amazon from the pressures of the modern world, preserving ecosystems that have remained largely untouched for millennia. But this vastness is also what makes it so vulnerable. Its immense size has often created a false sense of invincibility. For decades, it was believed that the forest was too large to be significantly harmed by human activity. We are now coming to understand that this is not true. From space, satellites show us a different story. They reveal a pattern of destruction nibbling at the edges of this great wilderness. Roads cut like scars through the green, and patches of cleared land spread like a rash. The scale of the forest is matched only by the scale of the threat it now faces. Its future, and ours, depends on understanding this immense and vital ecosystem. Section 3. The lungs of our planet. The Amazon rainforest is often called the lungs of the Earth. This is a powerful and important metaphor. Like our own lungs, the Amazon performs a vital process of gas exchange. Every day, the billions upon billions of trees in this vast forest breathe in carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide, or CO2, is the primary greenhouse gas responsible for the warming of our planet. Through the miraculous process of photosynthesis, the trees use sunlight and water to convert this CO2 into the energy they need to grow. The carbon is stored in their trunks, their branches, their leaves, and their roots. In return for taking in carbon dioxide, the forest breathes out oxygen. This is the very gas that we, and most other life forms on Earth, need to survive. While the Amazon is not the sole source of our planet's oxygen, much of it comes from marine organisms like phytoplankton, it still plays a critical role in balancing the Earth's atmosphere. It acts as a giant, living carbon sink, locking away vast quantities of carbon that would otherwise contribute to climate change. For millennia, this natural cycle has helped to maintain a stable climate, allowing life, including human civilization, to flourish around the globe. The amount of carbon stored within the Amazon is staggering. Scientists estimate the forest holds between 150 and 200 billion metric tons of carbon. That is equivalent to decades' worth of human-caused carbon emissions. The trees are the most visible part of this carbon store, but the soil beneath them is just as important. The forest floor is a deep, rich layer of organic matter, holding immense quantities of carbon in the roots and decomposing material. This entire system works as a massive, natural buffer against the effects of our industrialized world, absorbing our pollution and helping to regulate the global climate system. It is a service the planet provides for free. However, this vital function is now under threat. As the forest is cut down and burned, two things happen. First, the trees are no longer able to absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. The lungs are being damaged, and their capacity to breathe is reduced. Second, and even more alarmingly, the huge stores of carbon held within the trees and the soil are released back into the air as carbon dioxide. Instead of being a carbon sink, a damaged forest can become a carbon source, actively contributing to the very problem it once helped to solve. This is why the health of the Amazon is not just a regional issue, it is a matter of global concern. We should remember that. Section 4. A world within a world. Unveiling biodiversity. The Amazon rainforest is the single most biodiverse place on Earth. It is an explosion of life in every conceivable form. This single ecosystem is home to approximately 10% of all known species on our planet. This includes an estimated 40,000 plant species, 3,000 species of fish, and more than 1,300 species of birds. The numbers are almost too large to grasp. A single hectare of Amazonian rainforest can contain more tree species than are found in all of North America. It is a living library of biological information, a genetic repository built up over millions of years of evolution. The richness of life here is dazzling. Brightly colored poison dart frogs warn predators of their toxicity. Jaguars, the largest cats in the Americas, prowl the forest floor, elusive and powerful. In the canopy above, troops of monkeys leap through the branches, while scarlet macaws fly in brilliant flashes of red, yellow, and blue. The rivers teem with life, from the gentle giant, the manatee, to the legendary piranha. There are pink river dolphins that navigate the murky waters using sonar, and electric eels that can generate a powerful shock. Every niche, from the highest treetop to the deepest river channel, is occupied by creatures perfectly adapted to their environment. What is perhaps most astonishing is how much we still have to learn. Scientists believe that the vast majority of species in the Amazon remain completely unknown to science. It is estimated that a new species of plant or animal is discovered in the Amazon every 2 days. These are not just tiny insects or microbes. New species of monkeys, new species of fish, and even large plants are still being found. This means the forest is a frontier of discovery, a place where the book of life is still being written. Each new species is a unique solution to the puzzle of survival, and each holds potential secrets, from new medicines to new insights into the processes of evolution itself. This incredible biodiversity is not just beautiful, it is also fundamentally important. A diverse ecosystem is a resilient ecosystem. The complex web of interactions between all these different species creates a stable and self-regulating system. Plants rely on animals for pollination and seed dispersal. Predators help to control herbivore populations, preventing them from overgrazing. Fungi and bacteria decompose dead organic matter, recycling nutrients back into the soil. Every species, no matter how small, plays a role. When species are lost, the web begins to unravel, and the health of the entire forest is put at risk. Protecting this biodiversity is essential for preserving the Amazon's ability to function. The story of the Amazon rainforest begins in deep time, long before the first humans walked the earth. Its origins stretch back over 55 million years to an era known as the Eocene. The world was a warmer, wetter place then. The continents were still drifting. South America, having separated from Africa, was an island continent. A vast inland sea covered much of what is now the Amazon basin. Rivers flowed from the east, carrying sediment from ancient highlands, slowly filling this great basin. As the Andes began their colossal rise to the west, the landscape was transformed. The uplift of the Andes sculpted the destiny of a continent. This new mountain range acted as a formidable barrier. It blocked the westward flow of the ancient rivers, forcing them to reverse course. A massive system of lakes and wetlands formed in the basin. Over millions of years, this slow-moving body of water found a new path to the Atlantic. This upheaval created the cradle for a new ecosystem. Stable, humid conditions provided the ideal nursery for a vast tropical rainforest. The forest expanded and contracted with global climate cycles, including ice ages. During cooler, drier periods, the rainforest shrank into isolated pockets, surrounded by savanna. These pockets acted as evolutionary laboratories. Plants and animals separated, adapted, and gave rise to new species. When the climate warmed, the forest expanded again, spreading newly evolved species across the basin. This history is written in the soil and life of the Amazon today. The incredible diversity is the result of millions of years of geological change and climatic fluctuation. It is a living historical document. This ancient heritage makes the Amazon precious. A world built by time, a living link to a deep past shaping our present and future. Yeah. For a long time, it was believed that the Amazon was a pristine wilderness, largely untouched by human hands until recent centuries. But archaeological evidence is rewriting that story. Humans have inhabited this vast forest for at least 13,000 years. The first people to arrive were likely small bands of hunter-gatherers migrating across the South American continent. They entered a world that was both a provider and a challenge. They found a forest teeming with game, fish, edible plants. But they also faced a dense, complex, and sometimes dangerous environment. Their survival depended on ingenuity, powers of observation, the ability to learn the forest's secrets. Archaeological sites like Caverna de Pedra Pintada in Brazil have yielded evidence of occupation thousands of years old. Here, archaeologists have found ancient stone tools, rock paintings, vivid depictions of animals, humans, geometric shapes. They learned to manage the forest's resources with skill. They used controlled fires to create small clearings for gardens. They identified and cultivated native plants, beginning domestication that gave us cassava, sweet potatoes, cocoa. They developed sophisticated hunting techniques, fishing techniques using plant poisons to stun fish, and crafted intricate traps to catch game. By European arrival, the Amazon was not empty. It was a populated, managed landscape, home to millions in societies of varying complexity. Some lived in small, mobile groups. Others formed large, sedentary communities with extensive villages. Their footprints are etched in the landscape, found in plant distributions, soil composition, and ancient earthworks being discovered today. Well, that's the long human story. The indigenous peoples of the Amazon are not simply residents of the forest. They are its custodians, possessing a depth of knowledge passed down through countless generations. Their relationship with the environment is not one of domination, but of reciprocity and respect. They have developed sustainable ways of living that allow them to meet their needs without destroying the resource base upon which they depend. A key practice is a form of shifting cultivation, sometimes called slash and char. This method is fundamentally different from the large-scale slash and burn agriculture that causes so much deforestation today. The indigenous plots are small and are surrounded by the standing forest. This allows for rapid regeneration. After a few years of cultivation, the garden is left to fallow. Seeds and animals from the surrounding forest quickly move in, and the process of ecological succession begins. This rotational system mimics the natural cycle of tree falls and gap creation in the forest, working with the ecosystem's own dynamics rather than against them. This deep ecological knowledge extends to every aspect of life. Indigenous hunters know the behavior of their prey in intimate detail, their feeding habits, their migratory patterns, their calls. This allows them to hunt selectively, taking only what is needed and avoiding the overexploitation of any single species. Fishermen have a similar understanding of the aquatic world. They know the seasonal movements of fish, the best times to catch them, and which plants can be used to temporarily stun them, making them easy to collect. This encyclopedic knowledge is not written in books. It is held in memory, in stories, and in practice, a living library of environmental science. Their calendars are based on ecological cues, the flowering of a certain tree, the arrival of a migratory bird, the rising of a particular star constellation that signals the start of the rainy season. These events mark the time for planting, for harvesting, for fishing, and for holding important ceremonies. This worldview does not separate the human world from the natural world. Instead, it sees them as inextricably linked. The forest is not just a collection of resources. It is a community of living beings, plants, animals, and spirits with which humans share a common existence. The knowledge and care embodied here have sustained both people and forest for generations. In the vastness of the Amazon, a single tree falling can seem like an insignificant event. It is a sound swallowed by the immense green silence, a momentary disruption in a forest that has stood for millions of years. But today, that sound echoes far beyond the forest floor. It reverberates in the laboratories of climate scientists, in the boardrooms of global corporations, and in the halls of international diplomacy. It speaks of a world losing its balance, of a vital planetary system under unprecedented stress. The fate of that single tree is now inextricably linked to the fate of us all. We began with the sheer scale of the Amazon, a forest basin covering over 5.5 million square kilometers, a realm so vast it creates its own weather. We learned why it is called the lungs of the earth, a vital carbon sink that absorbs our pollution, produces the oxygen we breathe, and stores hundreds of billions of tons of carbon in its trees and soils. We marveled at its biodiversity, 10% of all known species on Earth, with countless more still waiting to be discovered. We then traveled back in time, 55 million years, to witness the forest's birth. We met its first peoples, who arrived over 13,000 years ago and became masters of the forest, developing sophisticated, sustainable agriculture, creating the mysterious, fertile terra preta soils, and building a world of deep spiritual connection to the forest. Our path then led us through the last 500 years, a period of violent collision. We saw the arrival of European explorers who brought with them diseases that decimated the indigenous population and a worldview that saw the forest as a commodity. We chronicled the fever of the rubber boom and followed the bulldozers of the 20th century as they carved highways through the wilderness, creating the arc of fire we see today. Finally, we have confronted the modern crisis. We have seen the satellite data that charts the relentless advance of deforestation, pushing the forest towards a catastrophic tipping point. But in this darkness, we have also found light. The global response, the scientific innovations, and the rise of a forest-standing bioeconomy. The echo of the falling tree is no longer just a sound of loss. It has also become a call to action, a summons to a shared responsibility that we can no longer ignore. The Amazon rainforest is a legacy. It is a gift to us from a deep past, a living cathedral of evolution 55 million years in the making. We did not create this world. We have the privilege of living alongside it, and we now possess the terrifying power to destroy it. This is a profound responsibility, a sacred trust for generations to come. Our actions in this decade will determine the future of that legacy. We are the first generation to fully understand its scale and the gravity of the threat. We are also the last generation with a real chance to save it. The future of the Amazon, and much of our own, is not yet written. It will be the result of the choices we make, starting today. Let us choose life. Let us choose a future where the great forest continues to breathe.